fishing coming up in the next little while. There's been a lot of debate and controversy around whether or not we should be fishing. I've seen a lot of mud-slung-it gentlemen and ladies who have been out fishing as of recently, saying that it's not something we should be doing right now when we should be staying in our homes. And I thought that this would be a great... I am 70 years, Paulo. That's been the thing we've been talking about. So let's try to get into our first caller here. We have Alvin Tung. Hey, buddy. How's it going?
How are ya?
I'm good. Let me just get everything. Let me just get everything synced up here. There we go. So, how are you handling this lockdown and live free right now? You guys surviving?
Absolutely. I mean, we're doing our civic duty, first of all. But you know me, I don't like to waste any time. I definitely want to come out of this deal ahead. The one thing money can't buy is time. And now that we have it, I'm not about to waste it. So every day is precious. We do something every day, keep trying to improve ourselves and, trying to stay fit and active and to keep moving forward. Just playing the cards we're dealt.
Yeah, no, and I think that's kind of the way that most people are handling it, let's say. I still can't believe the amount of traffic that's on the road. I've been out 4 times, maybe 5 times since the 13th of March. And that's been Canadian Tire. Oh, yeah, it's been Canadian Tire, 3 grocery store runs, and a trip to my office to clean it out. So,
well, you know what? You're doing your civic duty. We're doing our civic duty. And if everyone was this will be gone. It'll be done. So
I hope so. But so Alvin, you're the owner proprietor. I like that. I was pulling that from The Hangover of Alvinci Real Estate. How long have you been in the real estate game?
Oh boy, 7 years of real estate. Walked away from, oh my goodness, I don't even know how many years of music and then a little bit of fishing to do the real estate. And but last year we aligned ourselves with the #1 brokerage in the Toronto Real Estate Board, which is Right at Home Realty, and we launched our own team, Alvinci Real Estate. And Alvinci is basically Alvin plus Vinci. You put it together, it's Alvinci Real Estate. I know it sounds very Italian.
Who's Vinci, Alvin, for those that don't know?
Oh, for those who don't know, that would be my better half.
Perfect.
That would be my wife.
And probably one of the nicest ladies I've ever met in my wife. Met in my life.
Yeah, she can be. She can be, yeah.
Wendy Wong says hi, by the way. So here we have... So what's going on out in the real estate market right now? What are you seeing? Are people buying? Are people scared to do anything? I know that there's been a bit of a drop. Like how has this COVID affected the real estate?
You know what? That's an excellent question. And a lot of other realtors and friends have asked this question in the last few weeks. And at first, I kept answering everyone just off the cuff, but I felt a responsibility to prepare a proper answer, seeing that I'm in a position that people are going to be asking for counsel. So the first thing I say is that I don't have a crystal ball, okay? I'm not making any predictions. I'm just calling it as I see it. And I think another important thing is that we need to learn from mistakes in the past so we don't repeat them in the future. So based on that, this is what I'm seeing right now, okay? Whenever there's turmoil and strife, the herd always abandons stock and crashes the market. they turn around and reinvest that money in something more tangible, such as gold and real estate. No one ever got rich doing what the herd did, because if they did, we'd all be rich. It's always the people that go against the grain. So what's happening now is that everyone takes the wait and see approach. This is the exact same thing that happened after April 21 of 2017, when the government introduced the NRST, non-resident speculation tax. It was an on-fire market for the last few years leading up to it. Everyone just stopped buying, and everyone and their neighbor listed to try and sell their house for a crazy price. Of course, it didn't work. So right now, what I am seeing is that everyone's taking the wait-and-see approach. And because of that, the inventory that is on the market is sort of sitting there, and the longer it sits, prices will obviously go down. Now, leading up to this, I would say in the last half year, I was seeing memories of 2016 and 2017. Every single property I sold was sold in multiple offers, absolutely annihilating the previous record price, not just by $5,000 or $10,000. We're talking by $50,000 to $100,000 more. And every property I helped my clients buy, it was a tough fought battle. Everything was in multiple offers. So right now, because there's inventory on the market, decreased demand, it is flipped from a crazy seller's market this spring to definitely a buyer's market.
So who should be buying houses
as soon as
right
COVID, now? There are people, but only experienced people that have seen cycles happening, people that have a lot of experience, and probably people with multiple properties already that went through other recessions and know that by the end of this, the property is going to jump up in price, and at the same time, this has affected sales prices. The leasing market has not changed if anything, it's even gotten more aggressive. It's no lie that landlords grow rich in their sleep. There's less supply, but the demand has honestly increased. If you are a tenant, because you sold your house and you're looking to lease, your lease term is up, or a job relocation, you have no choice. You have to find a property. So lease prices are higher than ever, and there's less inventory, which means the price is going to go up. So as a landlord, you would do great. And as I said, leading up to COVID-19, all the reasons driving up the real estate prices, such as incredible demand, limited supply, low interest rates, easier qualifications, none of this has changed. Right. None of this has changed. And as soon as COVID-19 goes away, all of this is waiting for buyers. But right now, it's honestly a special time. It's opportunity knocking. And our experienced investors and buyers are definitely snapping up properties, just like how they did after April 21st in 2017, when everyone wait and saw. They went and snapped up properties at $50,000, $100,000 below asking price, below market price, and now they're laughing, right?
Would it be a good time for renters to be looking at buying right now? They've been sitting, holding their money, putting away their down payment.
Well, absolutely. This is a perfect time to buy because the prices have gone down a bit. You're not going to be facing a multiple offer battle. You're not going to be going $100,000 over asking price. In fact, you're probably going to have a chance to negotiate. I can't even remember the last time we negotiated for property. In the last year, it's been all multiple offers. The only thing is that for a tenant to purchase a property now, they will most likely be a first-time home buyer. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's pretty daunting when you look around and the rest of the herd is in quarantine and you're trying to pick up a property. That's why, honestly, the only people I see out there now are experienced real estate investors. They're not worried at all because they know there'll be a tenant waiting the moment they close. So if you're a tenant and you are pre-qualified, the interest rate just dropped another 0.25%, a few weeks ago. This couldn't be a better time. If you were trying to do this a month ago, you'd be facing a nasty multiple offer battle. And now you're going to negotiate.
Yeah, that's crazy. Actually, I forgot to mention there, for all them podcasters, we do have, because this is a Souljah Fishing night, we do have a promotion. Any questions that come through on the Facebook that you have, your name is going to be entered into a draw to win. I think Paulo said he's going to give away a couple of Souljah hats, but he's going to look after that. So if you get a question in on the Facebook, it will get addressed, and you'll have a chance to win a hat from Souljah. Okay, so Alvin, you were saying there the people that are on the market right now are either like a renter would be a good thing or the experienced buyers. Have you, from a business standpoint, noticed any disruptions from the COVID, or how are you dealing with the social distancing and your day-to-day business selling a house?
Well, real estate has been deemed an essential service because, the transactions have to close and people have to transact in case they have to move. So we are in business, but I need to say it's not business as usual, okay? We are not out here to solicit business. We are encouraging all of our friends to do their civic duty, stay home, and the real estate will be waiting for you when this is all better. And every time I do have to go out, we take full COVID-19 precautions with PPEs, washing our hands, not touching the face, all those sort of things. So unless it's one of our friends that have to transact, or in case, let's say it's a savvy buyer that really knows what they're doing, there's we can write deals using electronic signatures. We can do virtual tours. We try not to go to the properties and to leave our house if necessary, but we're in business, but it's definitely not business as usual, and we are definitely not encouraging our friends to do business at this point in time. But if they want to, yes, we're ready to serve our friends. Yes.
So keep your ass at home, and that house will be there when this is all over.
Absolutely, but if it's too good a deal to turn up, then yes, we will jump into action. There's definitely deals out there.
Perfect.
But it will be on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're not going to be going out to look at houses for fun, if we're not that serious. It's only for very serious buyers right now. Yes.
Now, we're going to let you go here just shortly, but I do got a question for you. Is there a return for fishing in the near future here? The fish in the pads are starting to feel safe, and I don't think they're getting a little too easy.
Oh boy, that is such a loaded question, and I know it's hotly debated. And I was almost dreading if you would ask it, but I thought long and hard about this. We're fishermen.
Yep.
We need to defend our right to fish, to feed our families, but we also have a civic duty to not catch it,
Yep.
to not spread COVID-19. So the government, if they have fishing seasons and fishing seasons open, I think that's great. But I think we have to use our own judgment to not put ourselves in a situation where we could risk catching it or spreading it to our family. Like, for instance, trout opener is coming close. But if we're standing beside each other, I think that's a very dangerous situation. It's up to us as fishermen to make the right decision. I think fishing with your immediate family on a boat, separate, I think that's great too. But the problem is the temptation of, chatting with people at the boat ramp and, all that dock talk. It's very tempting too, so I can see why boat launches have been closed. Yep. I definitely support and defend our rights to fish, but I think we need to make good personal and civic decisions.
Perfect.
So we'll leave it at that.
I love that answer. You know what? I think it's kind of turned into a thing, me doing these podcasts now weekly. I'd love to get you back to talk about fishing and your time in the States and throwing a frog and throwing a jerkbait. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do.
Oh yeah, call me back another time.
Perfect.
I'm ready to relive the glory days.
Perfect. Thank you, Alvin.
Thank you, brother.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that's Alvin Tung. Awesome gentleman there. Let's get out and get our next podcaster going. Thank you, Alvin, for that. And if you guys ever see him at a trade show or need a house, look that. Alvin is a fantastic guy to just stop and talk to. He'll talk your ear off about fishing. So we're going to call Alex Pinatsis here, and he's kind of in a different little scenario. Let's see if we can get Alex on the phone here. Hey, buddy.
Oh. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Oh, there we go. So, how are you're still working right now? You're still going out every couple days and and working the streets. And what's something that you're noticing out there on the streets that's a little different in the last few weeks?
A little different. It's tough to say what's different because, I'm still seeing a lot of people out, and a lot of people are still trying to do what they have to do to survive in terms of groceries and, certain necessities and just even elder care, trying to take care of their elders. And I still see a lot of people that are out there. A lot of people are still on the roads. They're not as dead quiet as you would have thought with a state of emergency, with a lockdown. So it hasn't changed too much in my eyes yet.
That's surprising to hear, truthfully, but that's fine. People are people there. So what do you think this is going to mean for this fishing season coming up?
It's tough to say. I mean, Alvin made a good point about how he doesn't have the crystal ball to see the future, and I mean, as long as we can just pull it together and just kind of listen to what we're being told to do in terms of staying home and doing our part,
yep.
I think it'll happen a lot quicker. I think that right now, a lot of guys are kind of looking for loopholes, and it's funny to see because when you're talking about hitting the ramps, trying to get out there and they're closing them down, people are looking for loopholes, and I think we need to stop. I think we need to just kind of listen to what they're telling us and just kind of play it one card at a time. Whatever they're dealing to us, that's what we have to do. And and I'll speak again to loophole in the sense that you look at what they said, no more than 5 people. And people are sitting there saying at the same time, hey, what if I want to go with my, whoever I live with to go fishing? And it's true, because you have that right. They haven't closed down the season. They haven't said anything in terms of fishing seasons being closed down. And so if you're looking at the law and what they've told you, technically they've said, yeah, okay, no more than 5 people. So if I live with somebody that I want to go fishing with, I should be able to go fishing with them because we're in the same household. That being said, there comes that part of where Alvin was also talking at the ramps. I can't tell you, man, back when I was fishing tournaments, how many guys would sit there and talk probably way.
Oh, you there, Alex? Oh, we lost Alex there. So what he's turning around coming and saying is he hasn't seen that much. He's a constable of Toronto Police. He hasn't seen a whole heck of a lot of change yet, but he feels it's coming there. There are some people that do like to get around the ramps and chat, and that's kind of Alex's feeling that's going to make this a little bit more difficult for everybody, which I don't disagree with, but I think that there is a natural space in there with boats and trucks. Everybody could be 60 feet apart if this is done properly. There we go, that's better.
Sorry about that, brother.
No, it's okay. It is quite all right. So what you're saying is you're having a problem with people congregating around boat ramps and that chit chat on the dock. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, like in my experience, being able to sit there and Matt, like I learned a lot from you, brother, and I really appreciate a lot of the information that you've shared to me. But that comes with me and you being able to sit there and have a conversation.
Yep.
And you're showing me certain baits, you're showing me how you throw them, little things you do to adjust the bait. That just comes from being part of the ramp and just kind of having a conversation, right? Yep. So, again, it comes down to just we need to do our part. I mean, at the end of the day, going back to it, I should have the right to fish. If they're going to say that the season's open, but they close the ramps, hey, we got to find our ways to get out there. But again, that comes down to loopholes. Do I go pay somebody money to launch on a private, launch that they might have? There's different loopholes that people are coming up with. But that being said, too, if I want to go perch fish to put food on the table for tonight, again, if they're not closing the season, that's my right. So right now, the fishing industry, we're right in between. We're in that middle of like, okay, so are you saying we don't go, or are you saying we do go?
Right.
What do the laws exactly say? So again, it comes down to right now, as I read them, we're allowed to fish, but we have to be careful how we do it because now they're closing the ramps. So how do we go about doing things legally? I think that's the biggest trick that a lot of people really have to kind of come around onto.
So do you think that people aren't taking the self-isolation as serious as they should be?
Unfortunately, in my experience, I've seen a lot of call volume go down.
Okay.
Types of calls, specific calls have gone up. But I still see a lot of people in the parks. I still see, articles or, talking to other guys on patrol. I see there's a lot of people still out doing what they want to do. And it's a shame because I know that when it comes to mental health, it's kind of off topic, but being able to just get outside and to kind of disconnect because it kind of feels like we're in a little bit of a prison, even in our own home.
Yep.
So
well, you know how social a guy I am. I've had to start a damn podcast to get my social fluids flowing because this is slowly killing me sitting in my house for months on end, man.
I can tell you something, man. And the biggest thing is it's a lot of people that live on their own that are just looking for somebody to see and looking for some kind of that affection you get from somebody. Just that
I drove to Congo for a hamburger.
You know what, though? I don't think that during a lockdown or not, I think we'd be doing that regardless.
Yeah, you know what? It was a pretty darn good hamburger. Yeah, no, that's too bad people don't take it serious. They should. But what would you like from you as a citizen and in your profession? What would you want to see everyone do better, whether it be individual basis or household basis?
I think it's just individual / household. I think it goes together. I mean, my wife and we've been doing a great job of staying in. Unfortunately, I still have to go into work, and I still have that risk of bringing something home with me.
Right.
My wife works from home. I'm very fortunate that she's still working right now. But I think the biggest thing is people need to really just stay home. Go out when you need to. I don't see a harm in going for a walk around your neighborhood, and I've done it with the dog, and we see another person come by, and we keep our distance, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Just stay home, because the faster that we stay home and listen to what they're telling us to do, the faster things will get reopened, and the less that our economy will get hit. And I think that's the biggest thing, because if we don't take into consideration what they're telling us to do, I think as a country, we're going to get hit harder, and our economies are going to get hit harder, because the longer this goes, the more we're going to be hit, right? So just stay home. I mean, unless you got to go out, stay home.
No, Yeah, and I think that's truly the way it'd be better. And you kind of touched on something there when we get into the debate there with the Souljah guys after. That's my big thing is the whole mental health component of it. Like, I'm best when I'm in a boat on the water. Like, we wait, we sit, and we plan. Kind of like someone trying to get their next score, right? Like, this is what we sit and wait for. Like, even if we don't catch something, there's just something being out that helps us, right? And that's a big thing there. But I got kind of a couple scenarios here that I want to know if they are myth or fact. All right, so are people getting stopped in cars to confirm their addresses when there's two of them in a vehicle?
I haven't seen anybody getting stopped or heard of a lot of people getting stopped. I mean, here's what I'll tell you get stopped.
Yeah.
If people are driving at night and there's 4 people in a vehicle together, 4 young guys, they're blasting music, I'd be curious to know where they're going.
Right.
When there's a lockdown. But, during the day I see somebody driving with a mask on, maybe it's 2 in the afternoon, there's no need for anybody to get stopped because they could be doing grocery shopping, they could work from home. They might be unfortunately not working and have to do something to survive, right? In terms of going and get groceries and all that.
Pet food
so
stores, man.
I can't say that you're gonna. What's that?
Pet food stores. That's the most organized store I've been in. Was the Pet Value here in Bolton.
Yeah, well, we go to Pet Value to get our dog food, and it's very organized. It's one person at a time, and you call ahead, right? So, but again, everybody has to do their part. I don't think you're going to see a lot of people getting pulled over for that kind of stuff. And the idea of us pulling people over and all that kind of stuff is we want to lessen interactions. We don't want you guys to have to make us come out to calls, right? The idea is you stay home, call volume should be lower. We're not going to be as busy.
Right. Now, if you're out for a walk, they've closed all the parks and all of the community centers and whatnot. Is it acceptable to walk, like if they have a trail, not a trail, like a walking path around the facility, is it acceptable to walk on that, or is the entire property shut down? No. As far as I'm aware, it's mostly just if there's a trail that goes through a parkway, then go for it. I think that unless there's a physical barrier that says do not do that, that's one thing. But we go for a walk around the house here, and there's a trail that we walk through, and it's fully accessible. You do your part if somebody's going the same way as you or the opposite way. You keep your distance, and you just walk through. You don't stop to go and enjoy the swings or anything like that. It's just walk right through. So perfect. So you got a place up on Lake pretty near Toronto there. Are you looking forward to getting out and catching some fish?
Yeah, you know what? I can't wait. Unfortunately, last year I didn't get to do a lot of fishing with work and just a lot of other stuff going around. So this year I've set aside some serious vacation time to get on the water and to kind of hone in on some skills I said I was going to. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And, you got to play it as the pandemic grows, so do we, right? So we'll see how it goes.
What's one thing you hope to learn on the water this year?
What's that?
What is one thing you hope to learn on the water this year? Something you want to practice, get better at?
I would really like to just pick up a new technique. I mean, I love my pitching and flipping. I'm a shallow water guy, you know that. But, I had an absolute blast when I fished out towards Kingston, Belleville there. When I fished at the back of your boat, and I learned some things. Hey, listen, I learned a lot that day, right? And I plan on trying to take some of that and reapplying it just going forward, right? Like learning how to fish a little bit of tube or, the jerkbait. I picked up a new jerkbait rod this year, so. But then again, I got a new jerkbait and flipping rod as well. I always have to get a new flipping rod every year.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. We ran from it was Fed Cup, right? That was the second day. We ran from Belleville out to Kingston. And that was kind of my first real kick at trying to fish Lake Ontario smallmouth, and we weighed 19 and change with a little dirty fish in that bag.
It was probably this big. I swear, it was like this big.
It was 12 inches, and that was a lot of fun. I think one of your first two casts in 2 feet of water on a popper, you had this monster blow up on it. Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah,
probably the nicest.
I'll never forget that one.
Probably the nicest day in September we'll ever have.
That was beautiful. I told you, let me tell you something. The drive out was what really set the tone for me. Just that one little cruise out there to get to that spot. It was like you got the big bridge that comes out of nowhere from that fog in the morning, and it's just calm water. And you talk about mental health. That's something that you live for, man. Just like to kind of just disconnect and just to enjoy the water.
Isn't
right?
it crazy if you drive an hour in a car versus an hour in a boat? It feels shorter when you're in a boat.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing.
That was an hour run.
If you're out in a tournament, it feels. If you're in a tournament, I'm sure it feels like forever getting to the spot you want to get to. But it's you're right. It's a whole different experience. The two different engines and all that. It's a different experience, man.
Yeah, no, it is. Alex, I appreciate you taking 15, 20 minutes out of your day here. Best of luck. We very much appreciate you getting going on the road and every day and doing what you do. So thank you for that. And you know what? We'll get you back in here in midsummer. Actually, we talked about doing a little bit of a food episode up at the cottage there. So I
can't wait, man.
I think we can go do that. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
I love that, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Congratulations on everything so far, man. You're doing a wonderful job, man. I really appreciate seeing you and coming out and asking these questions. And I look forward to watching you grow as an angler, man.
I appreciate it very much, Alex. Talk to you real soon.
Ciao, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye. So that's Special Constable Pinatsis. I fished with him over the years. He was in our bass club, then he got busy and married and all that other fun stuff that people do. But just another excellent individual. So let me try to see if we can get these. Anyway, Paula, how have you been holding up with this?
It's been rough, but like Alex was saying, I've been working, so I've been kind of busy with that. To me, it feels like it's just the same thing every day, like I was doing before all this happened. Obviously, with a lot of caution on the job sites and everything like that.
Right.
But other than that, it's been tough. It's been tough. How about you, Maddie?
Yeah, no, it's not easy. We all know how social I am, and
Yeah.
Ono says that Duzan has Rogers internet. That's the problem.
Oh gosh. Hey, I got Rogers too.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
so
the fishing wise, it's been. I picked up my boat, and it's just sitting here, and I'm just staring at it as we speak right now.
do you have it in the garage?
Yeah, I got it in my garage here. A little frustrating, especially how my season started last year, first season of the year, first tournament of the year. I kind of had some motor issues.
Yep.
I also had my daughter, so
Right, and congratulations.
It was,
but that's not bad.
Yeah, it was actually. I think my motor broke on purpose. To be honest with you, to keep me off the water and spend some time with my daughter. So
have you been? What do you do for work? Have you been working from home? You've been working out. What's the?
I do heating and air on the side.
Okay.
That's my main job. That's
Yep.
what brings in the money and everything. So I'm doing my daily routines, man. I'm going to my office. I'm going to job sites. I'm going to houses. But again, being cautious with everything, wearing gloves, wearing masks, asking the questions to the homeowners if I do go into a house. Basically saying, anybody sick? Have you traveled? This and that. I'm hoping to God that they're telling me the truth, because at this point here, we got to kind of all work together in some way, right?
Right. Duzan, are you good now?
There he is.
Sorry, guys. I realized I had the Facebook open in another page. That's what was causing the problems.
Yeah, I figured that.
So how about you, Duzan? How have you been coping with the whole? You're still working, right? And you're working in a pretty fantastic location for what's going on right now.
Not really. No, we've been going strong. We're still building the old Humber River Hospital there at Jane and Lawrence, and it hasn't stopped. I mean, it's a challenge every day to keep guys motivated and keep guys working when you have to work in a small area. 20 guys in a fairly small area now. So
what kind of precautions are you taking at work there? Is everyone face masks and shields?
Well, we basically had to isolate ourselves from the whole building, so from the whole hospital. So we've eliminated all other work within the hospital space to avoid going near patients and staff. And
Yep.
We've moved all our facilities from out of the hospital where it's occupied. So that's the best we can do, really. We don't interact with the staff if we don't have to, like
Yep.
with the mechanics. That's all we can do, really, and stay hygienic. I mean, we're lucky the hospital is stocked with everything you need. And contrary to belief, I mean, that's one thing that I know it's a bit off topic, but I know we're getting fed that there isn't supplies. Believe me, there is supplies. They're just being told to ration them.
Right.
So we're kind of lucky. I mean, we have all the supplies we need. The hospital's helping us out. So we're staying clean. We're staying hygienic. Just we're dealing with it. We're going ahead. The hospital needs to get finished so that before the summer hits, and we're on track. So that's how it goes.
Now, has it been any slowdown since all these new rules have been put into place?
Substantial. I mean, Paulo can attest. When you're running your own business, this has been the hardest for the business owners, and I've lost to date probably 20 tradesmen because the companies just couldn't handle all the jobs they lost, considered non-essential.
Right.
And my job probably could have been done already, but the job is slowed down substantially because guys are getting laid off, and some guys, you can't blame them. They just don't, even with the precautions we've taken, they still don't feel safe. I mean, it's not an easy thing to deal with mentally.
You're working scared. You're working, I wouldn't say scared, but you're working it's a totally different environment the way you're working. Like you go into a house and you feel like oh my God, am I gonna get coronavirus here? Is this person sick? Why isn't this person wearing a mask? You should be wearing, like, you're always your mind's going crazy, so you're not focusing 100% on working. But again, you got to do. For us as a heating contractor and company, we can't just say, okay, we're closing down, because if we close down, the next heating company in line is basically going to take our job, and when everything gets back to normal, we have no jobs. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we have to continue working, and that's sucks, but that's what we have to do, right? At the end of the day, right? So
Duzen, Ono was saying he has his boat out and ready to go. You're not a boater yet, but do you still have the itch there? Do you have stuff sitting in front of you that makes you want to get out on the water?
We all do. I mean, I could pan my laptop whichever way in my place, and there's fishing gear everywhere. I mean, we're all the same. We all have the bug. We all want to go fishing.
Should we?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. If you want me to answer it politically, we have to do it with certain measures. Alex said it greatly, perfectly, and so did Alvin. If you want to go fishing, I don't think there's a reason you can't go fishing, as long as you do it carefully, as long as you take measures. Our government's saying fishing season is open. That means we can fish. But we have to do it in a manner that is going to help the situation at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it's you got guys going out on the water still that find their launches that are open wherever they are, if it's private lake or not, and they're posting it all over social media. And then you got other people freaking out, why is he fishing? I want to go fishing. And again, I personally think, especially during this time of what's going on in the world, I think if you're going to go fishing, you're going to take your boat out, you have the lake, you have access to a private lake or whatever the case is, keep it to yourself. Enjoy fishing. This is a perfect time to get rid of the GoPros.
It's not.
Get rid of the cameras. Get rid of the drones. Get rid of everything. Social media. Just go out and have fun if that's what you're doing. Because a lot of people can't do that, right? And you're making people go crazy, in a sense where they see your video or they see your picture and they're like, "Where are you going? Where are you going? I want to go." And then they get that itch to go out, right? And right now, I personally think that no one should be going out. Stay home and kind of.
When we were having this conversation in our group chat there, I made the mental health point and I made the feed your family point, and neither of those things include Instagram. You don't need to be going out and making videos of you slaying the perch in Virginia Beach. Nobody cares.
We all know that if it was open, we'd all be out there and we'd all be slaying them, because that's what everyone's doing at this point of the season. You know what I mean? So again, keep it off social media. Just enjoy fishing, because I wish I could be out on my boat right now and fishing. I have a kayak that I've put in the back of my pickup truck maybe two weekends in a row, and then in the mornings I'm like, I can't go. I'm getting the itch, man, and it's getting closer. I think if we just all relax a little bit longer, enjoy time with the family, and we'll get out there. One day we'll be out there again. You know what I mean? So,
do you feel that it would be different if you're in a boat versus a kayak versus on shore?
I personally think launching in a kayak, I've done it a couple times with Marco. I personally think that's social distancing at its finest. Like, you're launching away from everything. Doesn't even have to be a launch. It could be the side of a bank, a rock, anywhere. You could launch your kayak and be out on your own. A boat, you got to go get your gas. You got to launch at the same launch that probably another 10, 12 boats are trying to launch at. And I think it's a lot easier doing that. And the bank fishing, you could keep your distance, but I already know when those rivers open up and everybody's side by side and this and that, it's kind of hard to keep your distance.
Duzen, you're a little bit more familiar with the river fishing.
You could talk about
Not gonna
that.
happen. Unfortunately, I don't know who I was having a conversation with, but I think with Louis Milo over social media, you have guys that have fished these rivers and tributaries their whole life.
Years and years.
And we have such a great population of fishermen in Southern Ontario. It is next to impossible to tell everyone on trout opener, don't go. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. You're going to see the same amount of people going out. Are they going to practice social distancing? I think some will try, but
It's gonna be hard.
it won't be hard. It may be impossible. I think what's going to come make it worse is if law enforcement shows up. I think there may be a difficult situation come trout opener.
It's not just the standing 6 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet apart on the river. It's I know the access to get to these places. Like you're walking down a 6 foot wide pathway, and how many guys are going to be out there at 4 a.m, not knowing where they're going and walking into each, like it's borderline disaster.
Not just that, you have many people who camp. People like from the city. I mean, I'll say I'm from the city. Who go out and camp for 4 or 5 days when trout opener comes because they've been looking forward to this for so long. That's another issue is that you will have people who want to do this. And how do you prevent it when you're saying, let's go fishing, but on the other hand, you're telling people only essential travel and keep social distancing. I think everyone is going to get a little bit too emotional about this, and it's going to be a problem. The government's in a lose-lose situation when it comes to this. Unfortunately,
Couldn't one argue that someone in a tent is the ultimate form of social distancing?
you could until you put about 10, 15 tents near each other. I've been one of those guys. I'll come to you. I mean, I've been one of those guys. I was one of those guys. I would camp on a Ganney for days when I was younger.
Yeah, I'm not a river guy, but
That's where you want to be. You want to fish. You want to be where the trout are moving. All right. I mean, and it doesn't happen just on the Ganney, on the Wilmot. I mean, it happens all on these tributaries, all along whether Lake Ontario, whether Georgian Bay. Guys go out there. Guys stay there for days. I mean, it's a true passion, just like us with bass and being out there. I mean, these guys live for this.
Right.
some people that's pretty much all they do is river fish, man. Some people don't have access to boats and they're on the rivers steady, right? Again, I'm not a river guy. I can't really speak too much about it, but I've gone out probably in 6 years. I've gone out 4 times, and 2 times we're on opener, and there was, I'm not even exaggerating, hundreds of people around where we are. I may not be in the right spot. I don't know. I'm not a river guy, but it would be hard. It would definitely be hard on the rivers from what I've seen.
Now,
right?
You discussed everyone actually today so far has discussed the ramps and running into people at the ramps. I feel that you can be 60 feet apart from people. You have the natural barrier of truck and trailer. And let's take the example of the Catch a Dream event that's been at Sibbald for however many years there. How many guys have we lined up? And that's I don't want to use the word organized disaster, but if you take how many guys brought boats there and launched them and lined up to use that ramp, you're all 60 feet apart. And then when you park, if you have 2 or 3 boats going at a time, even 4, you guys all park separate corners of the parking lot, and it's like it can be done.
You know what, Matty? As a boater, honestly, man, I think if it'd be very hard again, but I think if you give everybody that's launching their boat their space, let them launch, even if it takes you an extra 20 minutes, half an hour to get in the water.
Yep.
I think if everyone launches, you launch your boat, you do your thing, you take your boat out, you take your truck out, and you keep that distance. I really think that we could actually do this properly. And again, that's pretty much how it is. Like, you wait, the guy launches his boat, you wait for the next guy to go. Like, it's pretty much your social distancing in that sense, right?
Right.
The only thing is, while on the dock is a little hard, but you just got to work with it. You know what I mean? Keep your distance. I think it could be done, and I'm hoping sooner than later, man.
What do you guys feel this is going to do for the the tournaments this year, or just events in general? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to be modified schedules? Like, is Souljah Cup going to happen?
I had right when this was going, like right when it started, I had 3 dates that I was going to send out, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the risk. I'm not going to put it on my shoulders. And I think a lot of people are going to, and I'm not speaking for them, I'm speaking for myself.
Right.
The way I feel, because I have run a tournament before, tournaments. So I personally think that they are not going to do them. I don't think they want that headache and all that on their shoulders.
I think it's too early to call, my opinion.
I think it is too early to call, because we do have another 2 months till bass season, month and a half.
And if it opens, if they say everything is okay the day before opener of any species, you're good to go the next day, and we will all be good to go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Or what was that, Duzan?
I'd say definitely, but now you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're all here because of that one incident on Lake Scugog where multiple boats launched on the same ramp to go crappie fishing, and a local took a picture and sent it out, and they just caught wildfire.
I think that was Al.
But that's why we're here. I mean, that one incident triggered all this, triggered the government to react. And was it a rash act? It could have been, but that's what you're facing. And unfortunately, people follow people. And
It looked bad though. The picture looked bad. There was like 15 boats, and I think that launch only had one launch, if I'm not mistaken. There was one actual ramp. So it looked bad.
Like you said, it takes 1 or 2 people to go, and then it spreads, and then you're gonna get a mass pile of people, because we're all passionate fishermen. I think everyone is gonna do what they want to do, and as much as we don't like it, this is why the ramps are closed. We don't want the 100 boats on the ramp.
Ono basically just said right now, he goes, it's not the launch that's the issue. It's the issue is traveling to the lakes. So basically, we all load up on food, we all load up on drinks, we load up on gas. And again, if I remember him saying in our group chat that if God forbid you get into an accident, and paramedics and everybody has to kind of come together, you're putting them at risk when they should be dealing with other things. And again, I love fishing. We all love fishing, but I think there's more important things right now, in a sense, where they could be dealing with that. I guess that's what Ono's trying to say.
I feel that if we were not supposed to fish, then they should shut down the sale of licenses, and every license that has been purchased for the 2020 season should be extended to 2021. That's my opinion.
Agreed. Give us measures.
I didn't hear what you said there, Matt.
If they don't want us to fish, they cancel the sale and taxation of licenses right now.
Yeah, definitely. If that's
but also extend licenses that were already purchased to the end of 2021, and same thing with hunting tags.
Yeah, for
people
sure.
go into draws for tags for years out. How often do people get a moose tag? I don't think it's very often. That's not what I do. Maybe Albanese better answer that. Do people driving to the LCBO ever get into accidents? Yeah, they also do driving to the grocery store.
I agree, guy. I know.
That was from Tyler Zimmer. You can put his name in the draw.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, there's so many irregularities here with what the government has set out rules-wise for us. Like I said, do we need the LCBO opened, right? I mean, they've closed down major suppliers to where it's curbside pickup only, like, Home Depots and other material suppliers. But the LCBO is wide open. You've got people in continuous lineup to get their liquor. The problem is there's so much gray area with what the government has lined up for the population with how to deal with this COVID-19 that so many things fall through the cracks. And like you said, I mean, does the guy who pulls his boat to the lake, who's going to social distance from everyone, be by himself in the water any different than the guy who drives to the liquor store? we need a unilateral decision from the government. We need the government to, come down and say, okay, like you said, Matt, we'll give you guys an extension on your license next year. We're going to stop selling licenses. Let's close it down. But we're also going to close down these things because it makes sense. People really need to still buy multitudes of alcohol?
Well, even Home Depot being curbside pickup, or, like there's what's that stupid handle adapter for my shower. That stupid plastic star piece.
Wow.
I need one of those. It's $1.39 part. Am I going to order that online and then drive to Home Depot? I'm going to waste more money in gas sitting there waiting for my curbside than I am just to flip it out with the other shower.
Yeah.
So, so either shut down everything, period, or don't do this half-ass thing of, maybe leaving all this gray area bullshit for us. Just give us yes or no. This is something you can do, is give us a black or a white. Because it's been evident in the first two speakers that people aren't listening to the gray. They're doing whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I notice people like at coffee shops, they're standing outside, they're drinking their coffee, they're having their cigarette, and they're like 3 feet from each other, not even. You know what I'm saying? And people aren't listening. At the end of the day, you're not gonna hold everyone down and stay home. You know what I mean? Right. So it's it's tough to talk about because everyone has their own opinion.
That's why we're talking about it here.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. It's true. There's a couple of people that are.
See, thank you for bringing this up, Ashley. LCBO is open based on the recommendation of mental health and addiction specialists. And no, and I don't disagree with that, because it's easier to keep that open and deal whatever the X variable number of COVID cases coming out of that would be, opposed to dealing with all of the withdrawal symptoms and people going through that from alcohol addiction or cannabis addiction or all these other things that people have vices for. And my thought is fishing is a vice as well. Again, not going out there producing videos on Instagram or Facebook. Like, we don't care about that. If you can get out there and just cast a line for an hour, does wonders for your head. Just the same way some guy needs a 60 of Smirnoff.
Yeah, no, I agree. So,
but again, like you said, we need a hard answer. We need our government to stop dancing around, worrying about offending everyone when they should just come to it and tell their people what they want, how they want to handle this.
Right. This is a problem. There's a lot of people dying. Make a decision, and it's okay to tell us to do something for 2 weeks and lock down.
And that goes for anything and everything.
Exactly.
Close it down. Or keep it going. Like, say something. Like they're beating around the bush here, and everybody, like on Facebook, man, I kind of want to get rid of it because I see so many people talking about this stuff, and there's like someone posts something and there's like 750 comments, people arguing about their opinion. There's no right or wrong as of right now.
Well, the right and wrong is you are allowed to fish, but you can't use a boat ramp. And you're an asshole if you go to a gas station to fill your boat up. That's pretty much all I've seen online.
Yeah. A lot of people, big people in the industry, like maybe my people, a lot better than the two of us do, but they're getting dragged through the mud for some, and speaking their mind. And like social media kind of gives everyone this platform where they can say what they want without like actually speaking directly to the person. And you see some people, veterans of this industry, getting dragged through the mud right now based on, voicing their opinion about all this.
Well, and if you go through there are some companies out there actually saying that to get through this, you should go fishing by yourself or with your kid. That is some people's ad campaigns right now. Yeah. So how is there such a drastic disconnect from the manufacturers of the industry to what we should or should not be doing? It blows my mind.
They have their own interests. I mean, they have their own interests, and as we do as well. And
everyone see what Justine just said there?
I can't.
Had the COVID test done, it's awful. it is awful. I mean, if no one's seen it or
Yeah.
experienced it, it's god awful. I mean, it's not it's not a pleasant test to go through, and God forbid anyone really has to go through it.
Justine, we should have had you on here. That would have been great.
Matt, someone said something about I'd love to hear our opinions on how the boat sales will be hit, just as cars have. I read that somewhere. Have you heard anything about boat sales? And I was talking to somebody about boat sales and everything like that, and they were saying that people from the States waiting on their boats and this and that
Yep.
are not going to be getting them anytime soon.
That I believe that to be true.
So a lot of people are selling their boats at a ridiculous price right now.
Yep.
Trying to get that money, and a lot of people are buying because they're horny to get on the water. To be honest with you,
Yep.
So I don't know if that answers your question, whoever that was.
I've had a lot of conversations with marshes in the last few days. With Polaris closing down the Larson, Rinker, and Striper lines. From that, they shut that factory down completely. There's no more Larson boats. Period. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
No more Rinker boats.
Oh, wow.
Holy.
Right. So we what Marshes right now is doing is they're closed until the I believe 11th of May, like for business. They have if you've never been to Marshes Marina, there's 3 separate buildings. A sales office, kind of the administration building, and then the shop. The shop's closed right now. The owner is in the admin building taking phone calls, and the owner's son is just coming in to check messages every once in a while. So they are the way they've sold a couple boats doing video walkthroughs of the boat, so you don't come up to the marina, and then emailing paperwork back and forth. So things are still getting done. And let's be honest, the boats look the exact same as what they did at the boat show last year. If you've seen a boat and you liked it, it's going to look the same.
Similar, yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
If you went this year to the Fishing and Boat Show or the Toronto Boat Show, those boats are what you're going to be buying. So if you've seen them, you've been in them, it's just paperwork. You know what you're looking for. And most of the time, well, right now, I guess it would be you're buying that boat they have in stock. So if you want to buy a boat, maybe start talking to marinas that have large stock right now. The ones that bought their boats in March or in November.
Matt, I don't know if I'm sure their pricing could be a little bit better than what they are. I'm sure, because they have that stock and they might want to kind of get rid of them. I'm not saying they're going to drop the price like crazy, but
sure you can't drop the price because it's $1.42 right now. Yeah,
I know, and that's why everyone's boats that's in the States, they're fuming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They ain't getting their boats.
Well, so then go look for a boat that's a 2018 or a 2019 residual stock that was purchased on $1.27 or $1.30. It's going to be way better than what you buy a boat for this year.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think for us, I mean, you may know more than I, but I don't think for us it'll matter because our inventory is already not that high, and there's not a lot of boats available here. I think our prices, if anything, they'll just go higher. I don't see really that this is all gonna even create a better market.
No,
for boats.
any new boat coming in, I would think would be priced much higher than what's landed stock already.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right, you're spending $30,000 on a 15 to 20-year-old boat.
It's ridiculous.
Right, and when you look at it, that's what if you're gonna go, that's what the going rate is now, and it's pretty incredible. You have to, because there's just nothing available, or what is available is going that high, and
or join a fishing club.
I mean, the value of electronics. I mean, someone puts $20,000 worth of accessories on their boat, and 2 years later, they're still trying to, they're still getting that much money for it. So there's a lot of I mean, like, the value doesn't seem to drop on boats, especially the better brands, Rangers and things like that.
Yep.
It's like real estate. It's never going to go back down. The benchmark has been set.
I got a 19-foot 2000 Nitro going for 35 G's. Anybody? Give me a call.
That's gross.
I'm joking, guys. I don't want to sell it.
You talk every year about wanting to sell it.
I love it. It's old, but I love it.
He's been selling that boat for years. He just never gets around to it.
It caught me this. Actually, no, I caught this on Ono's boat.
How big a fish is that?
That is 33 inch, 16.4 pounds out of Lake Simcoe. Oh man, that
That's
was a great day.
gross.
It was a great day. I honestly thought I had the Lake Simcoe smallmouth record on the whole time. I'm like, this thing is, we were going nuts, me and Ono. I said, this thing is the biggest smallmouth ever. And it was going and going. Then when it came up and it turned.
Don't you find it funny how when you're fishing for something and I know, like I do it with dogfish and largemouth and I'm flipping pads. Like if I jack into a dogfish and like you get 4, boop, 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 you think it's the biggest largemouth you've ever hooked.
Oh yeah. It was hilarious.
That was caught in like November, wasn't it?
That was in late. It was mid-November. Yeah. Mid-November.
I think you caught it on my birthday. That's why I remember that.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact date. Do I have it on there? No. Okay, but it was in November.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, guys, this has been great.
Yeah, it was good.
A lot of fun. It's I don't know. I had to try doing a multiple camera podcast for some other stuff we got coming up. So this is a great little test to do it and to grab a controversial topic such as being too allowed to fish or not. I appreciate you guys coming out and
Thanks,
stay safe.
Matt, we'll decide on for the hats. I got a bunch of hats. I'll pick 2 guys and I'll send them out. If you guys want to contact Matt when he announces the name, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, we'll get Paulo to pick the name, and then I'll announce it here. So,
Yeah.
I'll announce. I got on Thursday's podcast. I have Chris Grove from the Bassmaster Elite Series. So we'll be talking to him. He's an awesome guy. It'll be a great thing. And then I got a couple of. I think the next 4 are going to be some super super special podcasts with people that I have no business talking to, but it's going to be absolutely awesome. So I'm really really excited for what's going to happen with this little show that I've started because I've been bored. So
I'd like to see you.
What was that, Paulo?
Would have liked to seen you cook, buddy.
Oh man, it's coming. I got I think I have 6 cooking videos, 2 other podcasts to edit and get up on YouTube. I'm just learning slowly with all this, so we'll have this up on YouTube in the next probably by the end of the week. So
Beautiful.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate you coming out, and we'll talk to y'all real soon.
Thanks, Matty.
Have a good one, Matty. See you
Bye-bye.
later, Deuce.
Later. Take care, guys.
So here we are in starting a new week, and I was talking to someone this morning saying that weekdays don't even feel like weekdays anymore. It's just day and night. That's what we're living with, which is fine. We're all going to get through this and come out the other end, and we all have fishing to look forward to. So again, I'd like to thank Alvin, Alex, Paulo, and Duzan for coming out today. This was a fun little thing to try. I'm having fun doing this. So if you guys have any suggestions for people you want to do or topics that you want to talk about, let me know. I'm open to everything and anything. Maybe I just got this audio working again finally, so maybe I can get it upstairs and do some live cooking for you guys, or maybe I can bring someone in on a video and doing a cook-off with another guy. I've been thinking of working on stuff like that. I got a lot of time on my hands now for the next little while, so let's have some fun with it. Everyone be safe. Thank you to the first responders and everyone that has to go to work in this time to help us all out. So we're going to be back on Thursday at 8 o'clock with Chris Grove from the Elite Series. With these next few anglers that I'm talking to, we're going to talk about the chase that got them there, the passion that drove them to get to the Elite Series. So it'd be a lot of fun, not just fishing, but more of the story behind how and why they're there. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Everyone be safe. We'll talk to you real soon.